The values that your company demonstrates in your interactions with your clients, your partners, and your staff are critically important to the success of your company. As a salesperson, you need to express what your company values are when you meet a new client. But you can't just say, we're honest and trust us, because nobody trusts that. So how do you get that message across? You know, I have worked with clients that have undergone the exercise of creating their company values. And they think if they sit down in a workshop and come up with some values statement, some fancy phrase or something like that, that will just be taken up by their staff and accepted by their partners and their customers. But that doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Here's how it works. The leaders of your company have to demonstrate the values of your organization, and normally they have to do that when they are challenged, when it's not easy for them to choose the right value. That triggers a story. The story is told by people in your staff. People retell the story. It's told to your partners and to your clients. And then if you're lucky, that story gets compressed down to a tagline, to a metaphor. But it doesn't start tagline and everyone understands. It goes the other way. In the early days of Hewlett-Packard, a very storied company in Silicon Valley, Bill Hewlett, one of the founders, went into work on the weekend to work on a prototype piece of equipment. And he found that the equipment storeroom was locked. So he took a fire axe, smashed the door down, and left a note on the door which said, "This door will never be locked again because we trust our people." That ended up becoming a tagline for Hewlett-Packard, for HP. HP, we trust our people. But notice that the leader's action comes first, then the story, and finally a booklet was put together called The HP Way, which had the tagline, "We trust our people." So the direction is the leader acts, we make a story, and if we're lucky, that gets condensed down to a tagline, to a metaphor that everyone understands. But you can't just create the tagline first. The leader has to demonstrate the behavior first. And that's how value stories are used. These are the most persuasive stories that a salesperson can deploy. More than any other type of story in the 7 Stories book, value stories are incredibly persuasive. You need to understand your company values and then tell stories when your leaders demonstrate those values. Tell the story of the leader demonstrating the value. That is incredibly persuasive.